Hello, this is Tip Top Gaming here today with another MTG video. Now today we're going to be talking about some changes with Brawl. For those of you who don't know, Brawl is like Commander, except there's a couple differences. For instance, it's the same as it is a singleton format, but it's pretty much, and you have a commander, but your commander can be both planeswalkers and legendary creatures, as well as its only cards in standard. And so they kind of talk about how Brawl started. There was excitement, and the numbers on Magic Online were great. And there were lots of chatter about people building these kind of decks, and it lets you basically just take your standard cards and just build them and use them for different things. They've had some issues with cards, and they've had to ban them. Basically, they're like, oh yeah, the format's had a little bit of issues, but we're working on it. So now here's the big thing. That instead of how there's Commander Precons, and I believe the next one comes out in August. The Commander Precons, now there can be Brawl Precons, and with that comes... So these are going to be released at the same time as Throne of Eldraine. If you want to know more about that, there is a video on my channel all about that. So they're going to come out with there, and they're going to have cards that are technically in Standard, but they work better for Brawl, because one of the biggest issues with Brawl is you're missing some key cards. As Commander, you have access to almost all the cards, including mana rocks and stuff. There's not many, like, 2-drop mana cost, 2-drop mana rocks, and so this kind of makes it so it feels very different from Commander, but that's what they're trying to fix. So with this Arcane Signet, add 1 mana of any color in your commander's color identity, which is amazing because, well, it can't be used in Standard, so it's not broken, but your deck can only be the colors that your commander is, so this works out really well. And then they basically say Brawl is coming to MTG Arena. I did a video that is in that other video talking about Throne of Eldraine as well. So yeah, they're bringing Brawl to MTG Arena, and it's been their most requested features. It'll be 1v1, unfortunately, but I think people are complaining too much about that and not seeing the benefit of Brawl. I think it's gonna be really exciting, and I am super hyped about it. Apparently they've had some rough drafts already working out, but they're still working on all the bits and features. And, so a couple things, to note from here. It says I'm not gonna scoop all of the MTG Arena team's cool plans and details, but you'll be hearing more from them about Brawl and these Brawl decks showing up on MTG Arena client near you. So what this really shows is that the Brawl decks are coming out to MTG Arena, and this could happen in 2 ways. They could be like, hey, have these for free, or hey, choose one, you get this for free, because with Standard, right, they were like, hey, here's a deck, here's a bunch of pre-made decks to go play this format. And the reason they had to do this, obviously you have to play to get more cards. But the question is, with both Historic, the new format that's kind of like modern, and with this, are they going to give you 1 or 2 pre-con decks so you can try out the format before really investing in it? Or are they going to be like, well, the only reason we gave you pre-cons was so you could earn cards? We already know that they're going to be giving us the new cards from the new pre-constructed Standard deck. They said they were going to talk about that in the State of the Beta August, so that'll be the next State of the Beta. And this is the part, these Brawl decks. I think it's highly likely that the Brawl... Because they've already announced that these Brawl decks are coming out at the same time as Throne of Eldraine. But I don't see them not putting... If they don't make them handed out for free, I don't see them not putting codes in these pre-constructed Brawl decks, because this is such a big thing coming to MTG Arena. The only thing is you can't put a code in a Brawl deck and be like, hey, this actually isn't out yet. It'll be out sometime later this year. So I think that this will be out by October 5th, Brawl. And what I think actually could be highly likely is that, because Throne of Eldraine, every time a new set comes out, that's pretty much the entire State of the Beta. I find it very hard to believe that in one State of the Beta, or one update, and this could be the update that takes the whole thing out of beta, which I highly doubt, but there is a chance, would they release a set, which is Throne of Eldraine, the new Historic format, and, because that when it releases, Standard will be cycling, and Brawl all in the same month, but also these Brawl decks are coming out that same time. So I see it either coming before or they're going to give you them for free. I don't know how they're really going to tackle this, because I don't see them releasing those 3 major things at the same time. So I could see Brawl either not having codes in the decks, in which case they could release Brawl at any time, and I would hope they give people at least 1 free Brawl deck so they can experiment, but I'm just really hyped. I could see this coming out maybe, because I could see this coming out in October or November, but if they, I don't know, this is very difficult, and I think we just need to see more information, but there's just so much being released with Throne of Eldraine. I don't see Brawl happening at the same time, unless, again, this is like, oh, big update, now we're no longer in beta. This could also come a lot sooner. They've already had working versions, but they don't have all the bells and whistles. That might take a month or 2, but they have it working, so it could come out a lot sooner, and then the codes for the pre-con decks come out later, which is always an option. Now, they said Arcades, the strategist, is rotating out, and with it comes like a lack of this color combo, so they showed a preview for a card in the deck, and it's Chulane, Teller of Tales, and it is a legendary creature, human druid, it's a mythic, vigilance. Whenever you cast a creature spell, draw a card. That is very powerful. We already have a card like that in Standard. It's only green and not legendary. Then you may put a land from your hand onto the battlefield. And I think this is probably a bad idea, because I see this being a like Risen Reef type of deck, which isn't as bad because in Brawl it's of course a singleton format. And then you can also return target creature you control to its owner's hand, and you can do that at instant speed. And since this thing has vigilance, you'll always be able to do it, even if you're attacking with it. And that's pretty much what they had to say. Remember, previews for the Commander pre-constructed decks start August 1st, so you guys can expect to see those here. See you guys in the next video. If you like, hit that like button and subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Bye.